Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ridge Life we have a special treat for you. We're going to cook up some venison that was harvested right here on the ridge. Before we do that, we have got to get it prepared, and to get it prepared, we're going to use this Cabela's Deluxe Meat Grinder. We just got this. We're going to unbox it. We're going to show you how it works. Then we're going to get into showing you exactly how we grind up our venison into some tasty burger. Then, of course, we'll put it on the grill, serve up a tasty venison hamburger right here on the ridge, so stick around. Cabela's Deluxe Meat Grinder has a quiet, powerful 600-watt motor. That's a 1,000-watt peak. Heavy duty die-cast metal housing, should last a long time. Has a stainless steel oversized meat tray with a large feed chute, so it quickly process that food you push down through it. Durable stainless steel knife and 2 cutting plates. That's an 8mm coarse and a 4.5mm fine. It will grind over 4 pounds of meat per minute. That's pretty quick. You know, for home use, this thing's more than enough. It's not a commercial meat grinder. Just remind you that, not a commercial meat grinder. Reverse function, so you know you don't get all that clogging and everything. You can go forward and back it back up. It does include a snack stick funnel. We want to make them tasty Slim Jims everybody likes. 2 sausage funnels and a stuffing ring. All those for making all that really exceptional sausages and tasty snacks with your venison or whatever else you're putting through here. Does include a dust cover. I'll show you that when we start opening it up and all the accessories it comes with. Weighs 11 pounds. It's a substantial unit, that's for sure. It does come with a 1-year limited warranty. Let's see what's in the box now. I like doing these unboxings. It's like I get to do a Christmas every time I do one of these, so I get new gifts. Let's open it up, see what we have inside. We've got the instruction manual, and of course, as a guy, you know, I'll just throw this away. Yeah, if I actually want to get this thing to work, I better read this. So we've got a notice here. Stop, do not return this to the place of purchase. Well, hopefully I won't have to return it. Let's get it out of the box, see what's inside. Slide it out. Uh-oh, lots of things in here. All right, start off, we'll flip it on its side. We've got one of those, oh, this is the pestle, so pushing down, get all that meat pushed down in the hole there. And we've got, the bag. This is the really nice cover for it. So you can keep it out on the counter if you like with the cover on top of it. Nice Cabela's cover. Get that off to the side there. Here's that stainless steel tray I was telling you about. Really nice stainless steel tray. Set that off to the side. Here's our cutting knives. We got the coarse and the fine. And we've got more of the tubes for the Slim Jims and the different sausages. You know, you put your casings over it and it slides the meat right out on it. So that's really, I love me some Slim Jims and some jerky, that's for sure. So let's get this off the side. And here we are with all the equipment. This is substantial. This is substantial. We got the blade, nice metal here. And I like the looks of this machine. It's really, I think it looks manly, you know. Open it up, look at this. We got rubberized feet to keep it from vibrating off your table. This thing's got that 600-watt motor. It is powerful, so it can vibrate. If you look over here on the side, we've got our on, stop, and reverse switch. Again, this is a Cabela's Deluxe. Set screws. So let's get this thing assembled and start using it, and then we'll talk about how we make venison burger here on the ridge. So if you're watching this, you can I'll have chapters in this video, one for this machine, one for making venison burger, and of course at the end cooking up our delicious venison burger. Assembling the grinder is very easy. Just take your knife assembly, slide it in until it totally engages. It has locking keys in there. Tighten the nut down that holds it in place. Now, you never ever want to use your grinder without the tray. You don't want to stick your fingers down in there either. That thing is very sharp. It can pull you down in there or pull anything you've got, pull your glove down in there. So take off the front. This is where your knife is. Now, this black ring right here, this is for sausage making. This is a sausage ring, and it has a little groove in it, and you put it on there. And what you'll do is use one of these black tubes, slide that like that, and then when you put this on, this will allow you to put your sausage casings over the end. A little bit of a light cooking oil will help those sausage casings stick on. We're not doing sausage casing today. We're doing ground venison, so I'll show you how we do ground venison. So let's get this off to the side. Again, this is the tube for sausage, but we'll go ahead and get our coarse knife blade. This is the coarse blade. So you have the sausage making ring, take that off. I don't need the knife blade is right here, and you want the curved sections to be facing inward. If you put it on backwards, it will not cut properly. Get that locked in place. Then of course you've got this disc here. This is the coarse disc, 8 millimeters, and it is notched, and I'll slide that right on over the edge so it lines up with the notch. And then once you've got that lined up, put the locking collar on, and then we have got this set up for the knife. You slide your tray right on top. This is what we use to push all the meat down in there with. Again, 4 pounds per minute. That's a lot for sure. Now, if it was to bind up on you, you've got your reverse switch, and there is a delay before it will reverse. So you're going forward, you stop it, hit reverse, about 2-second delay, it starts to reverse. If it binds up and trips and it won't run, probably on the bottom, you've got a reset. This is a thermal overload. If it trips, push that and it will reset and you'll be running away again. Of course, we're gonna get this cleaned up for our first use before we do our ground venison. And you can see here's the smaller 4.5 millimeter fine knife blade or grinding disc. So we've got the coarse in there first, we've got the fine here. We'll not be using the sausage tools today. So now we've got to get prepared up to do our ground venison. This is a grinder. We'll show you when we start doing the ground venison, all the features of it. So if you're interested again on this grinder, keep watching and you'll see how we make ground venison and use this grinder for that. And you'll get to see all the features. We are going to be preparing 80-20 venison burger. And what that means is we're going to have 20% fat. And now we're not going to use the venison fat. Venison fat is called tallow. Tallow is a waxy, gamey tasting, terrible thing you do not want to keep in your meat. You don't want it in your venison steaks. You don't want it in your venison burger. So you want to cut out all of the venison fat. Matter of fact, you want to get all the silver skin you can, all the connective tissue. Now, if you leave a little bit on there, that's fine. It is going to be burger, but I would get all the fat or tallow out you can. So what we're going to be using for our 20% fat is beef fat. Got this from the butcher. This is 100% beef fat. It's going to leave a beautiful taste to our burger. It's going to give it moisture. It's not going to burn the meat, so it will render out in the grilling. So beef fat, go to your butcher, ask them for some beef fat. They'll be happy to get it to you very, very cheap. Definitely cheaper than steak right now, that's for sure. So we're going to cut this beef fat up into very, very small cubes, and it helps when you're using your grinder to keep the meat and fat just if it can still almost be frozen, it's better. It will go in the grinder better. It won't gum up. The fat can get really waxy, gummy up inside the blade. So if it's just right at that frozen point, that helps. If you want to cut it into a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch cubes, up to 1 inch, depending on the size. This is a deluxe grinder, 600 watts, so it can handle a little bit more. But the smaller the better, in my opinion. So if you go to a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch cubes, you'll appreciate that much better, and it can mix in a lot better. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our venison. I'm going to cut any of the extra connecting tissue fat off of this, and then we'll start cutting our beef fat into cubes, and then we'll start mixing it into our grinder, and that's when you get to see how it works. This beef fat smells delicious. Now, so we want to make sure that we're cutting it up into pieces that will go well on the grinder. So again, I'm going to cut it up in pieces about like that. It's about 3/4 inch cubes, and this will all taste so wonderful. And again, if it's just like it is here, right at the freezing point, it will go in there much smoother and not gum it up as bad. So those size there, perfect. Now let's move on to the meat. On to the tasty venison. This is a doe I got this year. Nice big doe, not too old, so it won't be too tough. But This was pieces I had left over from the trimmings from whenever I process my own deer. We do all our own processing here on the Ridge. And you can see a nice lean chunk of meat, a little bit of silver skin on the back. We'll trim that up in some of these pieces. And again, this is just at the frozen point. You see how it's all stuck together, but we'll get some of this silver skin off of here, but a lot of lean meat be perfect for our burger. We can see some of this meat still has some tallow on it, connecting tissue, some silver skin. What we want to do is just get that silver skin off. You can leave a little bit on there. We want to get that cleaned off like that. And then once I get the meat, the pure lean meat, I'm going to cut it in about the same size, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch chunks of lean venison, just like that. Get them in there, and that's when we'll start mixing them 80-20 into our ground burger. So let's go ahead and finish prepping all this up, and we will get to making some burger. You can see we've got our venison trimmed up nice and lean. We've got our fat cubed up over here. We're thawed out a little bit more than I like, but if you can have it just at the frozen point, that's the best. It keeps the grinder from gumming up as much. And you're like looking at this and you're like, Tim, it looks like you got more fat than 80-20 for your combination, but fat weighs less than meat. Meat's a lot more dense. It is heavier. Therefore, this is an 80-20 mix. So I've got a bowl. See, we got a curved area here. The bowl fits right under it. Got everything situated. Got my pestle to push down, make sure all of it goes down. Never want to stick my fingers down in there. I'm going to put the mix over here in this bowl. So I'll just start mixing it all together. We're going to go through 1 time with the coarse, and then I may go through 2 times with the fine, depending on how well our mixture looks. I think we're going to be pretty good with 1 time on the coarse, but we'll see how that goes. So I will turn it on. Takes a second or 2 for it to wind up. Not that loud. There's ones that are much, much louder than these. So I'll start off, I'm gonna start putting some, a little bit of each up top here. And once I get it up, I'll start feeding it through. Again, I'm mixing it about, again, 80-20. Once we send it through a couple times, that 80-20 will get all mixed up as well. So get this, start pushing in, and we will have some burger on the way. We can see here on the first time through, you see the big white fat chunks in there, mixed in with the red, with the lean meat. Again, that's why we have to go through it 1 more time, at least with the fine. That'll get all that fat mixed up evenly. Sometimes you have to go through 2 times with the fine. Let me get the rest of this done, then we'll start with the fine. All right, that is the last of the coarse. Now we're going to mix it up. Get this turned off. Now we're going to get that cleaned off there. Get this, and I'm going to see how this looks a little wider than some of that does. It's because there's more fat based on the ratio as I was putting it in. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Keep doing this all the way over, and then I'll have 1 pile to start feeding back through with our fine. Change that blade out and get this burger almost done. And you can add a little bacon if you want to season this up a little bit. Now guys, I don't season the burger. I believe salt will draw the water out and make a drier burger. So if I don't put any salt in it before I freeze it. I don't put any pepper. Pepper can burn when it's inside of it. It can grill. I like putting the seasoning on just before I cook, or if you're going to marinate, hours or so before. But I don't like putting it in before I freeze it or as I'm preparing it, because I just don't think it will do the meat justice. The meat is better left to itself like this. Let me get this mixed up, get the blade changed out, start on the fine. I'm gonna back it up a little bit, reverse. That will back whatever's bound up in there off. I'm gonna get my next blade, which is the fine. And then keep these papers here because it keeps them from rusting. So whenever I take these blades out, or these grates, I'm going to oil them up, clean them off, oil them up, and keep them on this parched wax paper, and then put them back in this little container. It keeps them from rusting. So that really helps there a lot. So let's go ahead and get this one off. And you'll see, easy enough, just pop it out. Once I get that one out, I'll push the other one. There we go. Get that off there. Okay, I'll set that one off to the side. Again, remember there's a little groove it goes in, which is right there. Slide this one on. Now we'll be able to do our fine and get it going. Watch what happens when the fine starts to come out. Again, we've already ground this, so it just pushes through real easy. So you thought it took a little while to get the big pieces. The fine's going to not take near as long. Oh, look how even the color is on that. I'm very, very excited. I probably won't have to go through twice. Again, that's purely up to you. That's a choice you'll have to make when you do it. I'm just going to probably grind this one time through on the fine, and I like the looks of that. Look at this beautiful burger. That is beautiful. You can't get any fresher from the butcher shop, that's for sure. This is this deer was running around this year here on the ridge, and we harvested it, got it wet aged. If you don't know what wet aging is, I wet age my deer. It's in a cooler on ice with a drain open. Let it get so tender. Mixing with beef fat, grinding it up here on the house, freezing it. Before we freeze some, we're gonna cook some burgers out of this before we freeze any of the rest of it. So I can't wait to taste this burger. Look at all this beautiful venison burger. There are pounds and pounds that's gonna last us for a very, very long time. You can make as much or as little as you like. Once I got that second batch through, it went through, you know, that 4 pounds per minute. It was just feeding out as quick as can be. Now I'm going to show you some tricks on cleaning up. Of course, I told you how the discs here, you want to make sure you clean up very, very good. Oil them down with some food grade silicone, put them in that wax paper container. I'd keep that. But there's still some meat in there, and you know, all that fat and wax, and you know, it gums it up. There's a trick to that. Let me show you that now. The trick to final cleanup: saltine crackers. Get you a bunch of saltine crackers, push them down inside there, and the saltine crackers, what they're going to do is they're going to push out that last little bit of waxy, meaty fat. And then once the crackers all come out, so much easier to clean, so much. So now we've got to take apart the end here. Here we go. Get that blade off there, and look, that's just crackers. No more meat, no more meat. Pull off your blade, get all that out of there, and now we can disassemble and start our cleaning. I am very impressed with the Cabela's Deluxe Meat Grinder. It made quick work of this venison burger. Get it all cleaned up. Again, reminder, make sure you clean everything up very, very well. Don't put anything away, even partially dirty. Oil up the pieces, get them stored, and this thing will last you a long, long time. I need to get some burgers separated here so we can grill these up for you. Look, I'm gonna let you see how well it tastes. You can be able to see from the expression on my face, and then I'll get the rest of it frozen up. So let's get to grilling. Whoo, it's about 32 degrees out here in the evening. We are grilling up our venison burger. I thawed them out, let them get to room temperature, didn't put any seasoning on them till right when we're ready to put them on the grill. I've got that charcoal white hot in our Oklahoma Joe's combination grill here. We're on the charcoal side, that's right. So what I did with our half-pound venison burgers, I put a little bit of Dale's seasoning on there. That's a black liquid seasoning. And then I put some Montreal seasoning. That's it. Montreal steak seasoning and some Dale's seasoning. And I put it on there just a few moments ago. Didn't let it marinate or any of that kind of stuff. I want this meat to be as fresh and pure as it can be, and then the seasoning will be added right here at the end. So let's go ahead and get them on there, get them seared, and then we'll get them cooked to temperature. Charcoal is white hot. Let's go ahead and get these, again, half-pound burgers put on there, right over the flame to sear them. I start to hear them sizzle, sizzle, pop. Get those put on there. Oh, listen to that. Man. Again, these have about 20% fat. I may have gone a little bit high since I did trim some of that meat up. Oh, that sizzle. Check on our burgers. Ooh, we got about a 5 to 8 minute sear on this side. Let's go ahead and flip them over. Oh, seared that perfectly. Just seals in the flavor. Loving it. And then we'll cook them to temperature, and these will be done. Oh, we got lots of smoke. Got our sear done on this. Oh, look at that. Move these out towards the edge. Look at that burger. This is beautiful. Move those towards the outside edges. Guys, look at that burger. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? Again, we'll move those to the outside edge, let them cook to temperature. I like cooking burgers to medium. I don't want any black on them, you know, char. I don't like any red or pink in my burgers. I do, you know, I love a medium rare steak, but I don't like a medium rare burger. All right, so we got those moved to the outside edge. Again, about 10 minutes each side, about 25, 30 minutes total, you know, with the sear, and these are done. It's time for the final flip, and I'm gonna put a couple bratwursts on here, put those right there in the center, and then once I flip these, put some good old sliced American cheese. I had this sliced up in the deli, and man, it's gonna be delicious. So let's get the slices of cheese on here. Oh, this is fresh deli sliced American cheese. Look at that. Get that put right on there. When that gets melted up, we'll get them inside and do a taste test. As Matt Crocker always says, too many nice. We've got our burgers off the grill. You can see I've got a bratwurst sitting over there, cheddar brat waiting in the background. But the pièce de résistance is this venison burger. So I've got a little bit of mayonnaise, ketchup, and some hamburger dill chips with that melted, crispy on the edge American cheese sliced at the deli. We've got some Pepperidge Farms gourmet buns. I am anxious to see how this tastes. Here we go, a little mukbang for you all. Let's zoom in here and see how it tastes. Oh, I can't wait. Perfect. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video of our Cabela's Deluxe Meat Grinder unboxing and use to grind up some tasty venison burger here on the Ridge. That burger is juicy and I've got to get back to eating it. So until next time, guys, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Don't forget to subscribe to RidgeLife if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell to be notified anytime a new video comes out. And as always, I wish everyone have a blessed day, and go RidgeLife.